Hello, and welcome to another episode of TacoBytes, your daily bite of Degen, episode number 302. We're going to be doing a 15-minute quick bite the day, and it is Friday, June 16th. Friday! GM to everyone. I hope you're having a great start of your weekend. The question is, does your weekend start on Friday, or are you, weekends are Saturday, Sunday type of person? We're going to go through some of the weekly dose of optimism, so just, want to keep it a little bit short today. Go over some of the notes, and we can send you more information. So one of the really cool things that we saw on the news today is the IBM quantum computer had passed new calculation milestones. So physicists at Google claimed quantum computer could outperform classical machines, although only in a niche calculation with no practical applications. Now their counterparts at IBM have evidence that quantum computers will soon beat ordinary ones at useful tasks, such as calculating properties of materials or the interactions of elementary particles. So this is adding in new equations, sort of like in the days when computers were done by punch cards. They were very limited into what they could be used. So it was a very straight line formula. And so literally you put in a punch card for what you wanted, and it would send out a punch card back with the answer. So in a proof of the principle experiment described by IBM, the researchers simulated behavior of a magnetic material in their processors. Crucially, they managed to work around quantum noise. So the main obstacle around and I'm going to have to double check on this all the way through, but quantum noise is basically quantum particles that interact too much next to each other and might actually that take away from the true answer. So, almost like when you're at Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and you ask the audience a question, and the answer is split because there's so much noise going on, or you can't really hear the crowd. Little bit of a piece to there. So quantum computing, uses quantum mechanic principles like superposition and entanglement to perform complex calculations at speeds that are significantly faster than traditional computing. So this, holds the promise of advanced fields of AI, cryptography, optimization, simulation, and both protein, so along the ideas of genetic testing, drug manufacturing, as well as disease mapping for solutions and possible outcomes. So when you're able to do simulation, you can try out, different ways of treatment, and just super fast. Also, side note, you could try game simulations. You could do tokenomics, out to the 10 millionth variation, and seeing what that economic cycle looks like. So that's one of the big things today, and that's just a big field move forward. This might get buried in the noise of everything else going on. Just like in December, I don't know if you guys remember, but cold fusion, was published that it had been achieved, and more output had been generated than input, and so we sort of crazy. 6 months later, we still haven't seen any practicality come out of that, or even any new words out of that, other than the government actually saying it happened. So, and the scientists at JPL. So hopefully something new comes out of that today. So that is sort of one of the big things. Let's see here. Where else? What other news did we want to touch on? Looking over notes real quick. So want to do a huge shout out to Leslie Moda and Six. They held a great space last night, sort of covering, AI and synth voicing, I guess you would call it, and why they sort of feel that was. And there was a lot of musicians that have had effort or have been part of musicians where they feel that musicians may be taken advantage of now or in the future due to contracts that allow managers and companies to own and synth that voice out to do whatever with. So then, possibly songs could be made that, say things or represent things that the musician themselves may or may not. And so, yeah. So this is one of the things that we actually talked about yesterday is, that Elon may be getting in trouble with musicians. And so this sort of is a twist on that piece too. And that's due to all of the times as a Twitter user that you use songs without permission and there's no recognition to songwriters. So the Songwriter Association is suing Twitter for $250 million. Alleges that Twitter violates their copyrights by using their music without their permission. So they're suing Twitter for $150,000 for each of the 117,100 songs they believe Twitter willfully stole. The result is a $250 million nightmare for Elon and new CEO Linda Yarcano. So looks like they might have a case. YouTube, Facebook, Snapchat, and TikTok pay billions of dollars for the rights to music. Twitter was in the talks to begin doing so, but the negotiations got lost in the cracks following Elon's takeover. So there is a huge other side pieces, war on social media, where everyone thinks that they should get on social media and that they'll feel better, that's how they'll connect with all of their friends, and that's going to make their life so much better until they do. So new laws have come up across states. Texas, Utah, and Louisiana have now banned kids under 18 from using social media without parental consent. Surgeon General has issued a warning about social media's mental health consequences, and more than 2,000 families sue social media companies over adverse effects on their kids' mental health. So next time your child tells you that their life is going to be so much better because they have a phone, because that's where all their friends are, studies have shown that that might not be the case. Big shout out, side piece that I want to do a quick shout out to Degen Poet and Drip House. If you guys are not yet in Drip House, we're going to send out Drip House right now. So I will be slightly distracted and I apologize for that, but Drip House has been doing amazing things, in supporting, artists, supporting, everyone pretty much. Now they've gone on to, doing a huge shout out to collections, that, might have temporarily been limited by that 10,000 collection piece, but might have hundreds of variations of their, hundreds of thousands of variations. They literally asked for collections that have 100,000 plus traits and variations of their NFTs, because they're using the new NFT compressed NFT technology from Metaplex to airdrop, and they give out NFTs on the weekly. I think multiple times a week, or no, once a week you get a drop. Most recently, we got some cool stuff from Degen Poet. We got some of the pieces from Shanksy, from a lot of interesting people. There is an entire list, and you would think I would know this by now. So there's a new thing. Portals Drip collect 2 new collections. Tiny Denise. So Tiny Dinies, and Portals. So let's get ready. Let's get ready to go. Let's see what they have and what they're building out. So new characters artwork every Friday. Big ways. So yeah, I'm looking at some of the art right now. Really cool, almost like that Klano feel. Different character pieces, 3D sculptures. So huge alpha here. Biggest alpha of the week. They are reopening free signups without having to have an invite code tomorrow. So that would be my chance to tell you all, if you're going somewhere right now, be safe, have a great time, and know that I love you. And so, we all travel sometimes. And so, yeah. Next up, some of the big things we see today. BlackRock has made submitted an application for a Bitcoin ETF, aiming to provide investors with access to the Bitcoin market. The proposed iShares Bitcoin Trust would track the benchmark index and utilize Coinbase Custody Trust Company as its Bitcoin custodian. A little interesting since Coinbase just had to shutter its main industry support, institutional support, program here in the U.S. due to lack of demand due to unclarity of SEC regulations. So Bitcoin Wallet, BitKey announces partnership with Coinbase and Cash App. So they're working to build a self-custody wallet for Bitcoin. Coinbase has opened up its wallet services for all, non-custodial wallet. So that's sort of really cool to see that move forward. Texas state regulators say crypto lender Abra has been insolvent for months. I used to talk about Abra a lot. I think it was around June or so of last year. I sort of got burnt out on Abra, not having the liquidity needed for trades within the app. One of the really cool things about Abra, where I do have to give them brownie points, they have kept outflow open. So I could withdraw my assets to my self-custody wallets, and trade elsewhere. And so I'm just sort of highly disappointed because I used Abra. It was so easy to onboard people with Abra, and I'm really sort of disappointed. Other big disappointment so far, we're waiting to see if they're actually going to bring it about. But Olive app and that Bitcoin project there. 3A sees the Goose NFT sold by Sotheby's for $6.2 million. So that was a rare NFT sold for millions of dollars. So good to see things are moving and art's moving still. So other side news, Do Kwon, co-founder of Terraform Labs, has been taken into extradition custody in Montenegro. The court will now decide whether to extradite him to South Korea and the U.S. He's wanted for his involvement in allegations of crypto fraud and faces charges, including security fraud and market manipulation. Tether has also released information allowing CoinDesk access to its reserve data. And there is an imbalance in Curve's 3 pool, and that's causing depeg concerns. So other side news pieces is more information is being released about Promethean. I just don't really understand that one. I don't even want to, so that's just one of those scary things. Side note, there is a new layer 3. We love chain hunting. Xi. It's built on top of Arbitrum. And they I haven't heard this yet, I guess. Enhanced scalability, efficiency, and security and cost reductions. Arbitrum's already super cheap. So if it's super cheap on top of super cheap, who knows? With plans for even lower fees and faster transactions for smoother gaming experiences. And we're looking and seeing this happen as chains are wanting to provide constant, consistent, and current on-chain calls for games so that, the entire gaming process can slowly move on-chain. So that's sort of cool. It is in partnership with Immutable X. So the first game to launch on Xi Network will be by X Populus. If you don't know X Populus, get your iron pigeons on. Dun, 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 dun. The Mike Tyson's game. It is fun. It is a little build up morph game. So we're gonna see how that goes. One last wallet I want to talk about is Libre Wallet. Some good and Xverse, really good pieces there. So one of the things too we want to talk about, and we're going to be going over this piece here is the new pieces about Uniswap's V4 and what hooks are. So hooks are like plugins. They can introduce code at key points in the lifetime of a pool, like before or after a swap. This lets developers innovate on Uniswap's liquidity and security to create pools with custom features. One of the side note pieces on this is that all pools will be within one contract. So the idea is that since one contract's already created, this will provide an extra layer of security, as well as lower fees for starting up pools and providing liquidity to pools. Hooks expose trade-offs in Uniswap V3, and they can make their own decisions to create custom features and hooks and plug them into core pool contract. So time-weighted average market makers, customized on-chain oracles, dynamic fees, internalized MEV, and auto LP compounding. And so Uniswap has written out a bunch of different ideas of using hooks. So we'll see how that goes. And this is the last bit pieces this week. Let's see here. Ethereum ready to flip ETH. Ethereum staked, ready to flip ETH on crypto exchanges. So staked ETH has been getting a lot more interest than regular ETH. And so that's sort of cool to see. Let's see. Early May, everyone remembers sort of the Ethereum network having some issues with reconciliation and settlement. This was due to a consensus layer clients processing old attestations, causing CPU resource depletion. And disruptions had minimal impact on users' transactions in terms of cost. And inclusion of time, despite affecting peer-to-peer networks and increasing missed duties. And so that is sort of one of the really cool things. I just want to do a huge shout out to those that sort of help make information widely accessible. In our last little bit, I just want to let everyone know that I have now been brought on by the senior intern of Permissionless as the new junior intern apprentice. So that does mean I have to step up my Twitter game. This will be fun. Please do a huge shout out and thank you to Permissionless for allowing the senior intern to hire a junior intern apprentice. It is an unpaid position. It was strictly out of having fun. So check out Parcel, see what Parcel's doing. That's been some fun stuff on property value of speculation on Shane. See what Nifty is doing as well. And then the last piece, Thirdland. Thirdland's I got to play more with it. I'm really liking it. Have fun there. And that is the end bit of the news today. We want to thank everyone for joining us. And one also, please make sure you get into all of your Galaxy airdrops for the week. There's some really great things going on Galaxy. And we hope that, you like it. We really hope that we see some more new stuff coming up on Galaxy, and I think that you'll like it. So we just want to end, as always, with the best of everything. Thank you so much for joining us on this early morning of TacoBytes, your daily bite of Degen, episode number 302. Quick bites. We're going on a trip today, so we might have some shorter bites this weekend as well. And we'll see you guys on the flip side. So, as always, a closed mouth cannot be fed, and you cannot feed a closed mouth. These are our words of wisdom that we end every show with. And we end with what that means is if no one knows you're looking for opportunity cannot come a knocking. And if opportunity does come a knocking, you're not ready to answer, it'll keep on walking. And as always, we end with the greatest joke on the face of the planet. We do this strictly out of love, and we have done this for all 302 episodes so far. We want to thank everyone for joining us these past weeks and who's been with us for the journey. So we will see you on the flip side. But as we end with the best joke on the face of the planet. Knock, knock. Who's there?